MiniWarGamer Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com. Welcome, Wargamers, to another Rules You Got Wrong video. This is a response to the last battle report that I did, the Banter Bat Rep Pie Plate Challenge, the Grey Knights versus Blood Angels battle report that I did with Andrew, my little brother. He's not my little brother, actually. I just said he was my little brother, just for thematic purposes, because he has dark hair and brown eyes. That's actually the only reason why I said it, because I just like to be goofy sometimes, and so that's why I said it. But anyway, this video is going to be broken up into two parts. The first part is going to be responding to the actual rules of gameplay and rules that were incorrect, or that people thought were incorrect that weren't incorrect. And the other part will be comments that people have left in response to the battle. Now, this video may be in two parts. Part 2 may not necessarily be the start of the other comments, because as of this moment in time, I'm not sure how long this video is going to be in total, and so I'm just not able to know the future yet. That's a little bit in the future when I am endowed with powers from Tzeentch, and maybe he's going to give me like the class 2 warp time power where I can go forward in time instead of going back in time, and that's a different story. Anyway, when you're watching part 2 of this video, if there is a part 2, it may not be the start of the additional comments. It could be a continuation of the rules comments. So just keep that in mind before you decide not to watch part 2, if there is a part 2. Anyway, that was way too long for what I wanted to explain. Let's get right into the meat of this video. First comment, Robert the Wise. Isn't the Red Thirst supposed to be rolled after deployment? Wouldn't, of course, have made a difference here, because I don't think any of my guys got Red Thirst, but as per page 23 of the Blood Angels Codex, that's absolutely correct. I'm supposed to roll for Red Thirst after deployment, but before any scout moves are made. And thinking back on it, it could have made a difference, because if I know that, this unit has Red Thirst, well, I know that they automatically have Furious Charge. I'm not going to deploy Sanguinary Priest with them, and I'm going to place them over here, because that's a better place for them. They're better on their own. So yeah, you're absolutely correct. It does make a difference when those Red Thirst rolls are made. Luckily, I didn't make any in the game, so it didn't actually make any difference in the end result. So yeah, you're right. Next time I roll for Red Thirst, in fact, sometimes I actually forget to roll Red Thirst, and so the fact that I made them this time is good. Anytime that I make the Red Thirst rolls, it's a good thing. Okay, so Adeo-Dustable. I apologize if I say your name incorrectly. I'll just say the comment that you left. Strike Squad don't have invulnerable saves in close combat, even with Nemesis Sword. And then Maverick 542 responds to you by saying they do get an invulnerable if they take the Nemesis Warding Staff, grants a 2+ invulnerable save in close combat. And page 54 of the Grey Knight Codex, under War Gear, it explains the Nemesis Warding Staff, and it confirms this. Whether or not his guys had the Nemesis Warding Staff, I don't remember offhand, and hopefully he did, because if he was making 2+ invulnerable saves with his guys, then that's what should have been happening. If not, then he was cheating, and that's not good. I'm not saying that he was cheating, I'm just saying if he did do that. Anyway, okay, Silent Guardian says 4 swords only increase your pre-existing save by 1, I think. And then page 54 confirms this, that they do have, but they have to have an invulnerable save first in order for it to be effective. If they don't have an invulnerable save, it doesn't increase it by 1. They have to have it first. Okay, so Kayak a lot says, it's in your next movement phase that you do the Fortitude Psychic test, page 33 of the Codex. And that's absolutely correct. And in the text in the video, it also says that. It says it is used in the Grey Knight's movement phase. And he didn't actually, I just explained it because he explained it when I was shooting at him. That's why I popped up the text then. Eldar Exodite. The Razorback he shot at should have had a 4+ cover from the troops and vehicle, if I saw the angle correctly. You can use infantry to screen vehicles, and I'm pretty sure they cover it up. If not, it might be a great strategy for you in the future. So, this is what I have to say to that. tell you in a second when I flip the page and I remember what I wrote in response to it when I watched the comment. Well, by the way, you added by saying corn for the flakes god, or the chaos flakes, whatever. The Razorback in the video did actually receive cover saves. I made 2 saves, one for the glancing and one for the penetrating hit. They were both a result of 4, so I made both of those cover saves. What I should have done was declared which one was for which, because I actually just rolled. And so I should say this one's for the penetrating hit, roll, this one's for the glancing hit, roll, because it makes a difference, right? But they were made, those cover saves were made, so. Skidmark says, reinforced Aegis only applies when the model is targeted by an enemy psychic power, not your own powers. Not sure if Aegis is reinforced Aegis stack. Not sure if Aegis and reinforced Aegis stack. So this was the big thing there. In fact, in the videos, it said, please refer to the rules you got wrong video following this battle report to clarify this. So this is the clarification here. Page 21 of the Grey Knight Codex. Under Aegis, it says, if an enemy psyker targets a model with the Aegis, or a unit that contains a model with the Aegis, he suffers 1 to his leadership roll. On page 35 of the Grey Knight Codex, leadership penalties caused by the Aegis are increased to -4 if target of psychic power is within 12 inches of Dreadnought, or if it is the Dreadnought itself. So basically, this is what it means. I have Mephiston, let's say, okay, and I am going to use a psychic ability. Let's say I used Unleashed Rage on the unit that has the Aegis, okay. Because that unit has the Aegis, I take a -1 to my psychic test. If there was a Dreadnought or some sort of other unit that had reinforced Aegis within 12 inches of that unit, it would be increased to -4 penalty on my psychic ability. That's all it says when it comes to the Aegis or reinforced Aegis. It doesn't say they stack, it simply says it's increased from -1 to -4. That's all it says there. And it doesn't say anything regarding it being used for the Grey Knights player and their psychic tests that they need to use. So what you saw in the video was incorrect. Now, I don't hold that against Andrew, because I know that when I first started playing Blood Angels, I made a ton of mistakes. And if they aren't done intentionally, then it's all in good fun, right? It's a banter bat rep. It's not meant to be 100% serious anyway. So if a mistake was made, then that's fine. And I don't believe that he intentionally did it thinking, oh, I'm going to just make up rules to make myself win. So, and that's all I got to say about that. It's all goodness, okay? Don't hold it against them. And for those watching the battle report, thank you for not leaving harsh comments, because I don't take it bad. So it's all good. Okay, Apollo 13 says, isn't the autocannon strength 7, AP 4, heavy 2? Because Dave, I think you rolled 3 dice per predator. This is my response. There was 2 types of predators that I had in the game, heavy support predator and the fast attack bale predator. The heavy support predator was armed with his autocannon, and the fast attack predator was armed with his assault cannon. With assault cannon, you roll 4 dice, twin linked, and that's AP. That's strength 6, AP 4, rending. Heavy 4? Yeah, I think it's strength 6, AP 4, heavy, rending. And then the autocannon is strength 7, AP 4. So if you saw me rolling 3 dice for the predator, I was rolling dice for the assault cannon on the fast attack predator. I wouldn't have rolled more dice than 2 for the autocannon on the heavy support predator. Sorry if it got lost in all that jumble, but basically the reason why it may have looked like it is because I had 2 types of predators, and maybe I only said, okay, now rolling for the predator, roll. And really quickly, that may look like, okay, he's rolling for the predator. He didn't clarify if it was fast attack predator, bale predator, and he's rolling more than 2 dice, so that looks like it's incorrect. But if you watch it again, and also because I use proxies, it could also look like that's kind of difficult to tell if it's a fast hack predator or a heavy support predator. Anyway, it might sound like a bunch of excuses, right? But I know, like, I had to learn that the hard way. That heavy support has an autocannon, fast tech has assault cannon. I learned that the hard way because it took me a long time to remember rending. And if you remember from the video, there was random pop-ups saying that this was actually a rending hit, but the saves weren't made because it was overlooked. That was my fault. At the beginning of the battle report, I said, I'm not going to forget the rending this time. I forgot every single rending roll in the game. It was ridiculous. Have to remember rending. That's the next thing I'm going to focus on. My next battle report that I do, not the next one that I film, because I've filmed 3 or 4 since this one that you're watching, that you have watched. But starting now, so it'll be like 3 or 4 battle reports later, I'm going to really focus on the rending. Really focus on it. Because that's important. I mean, there's a lot more guys that he would have removed off the table had I remembered my rending and pointed out the rending, because he's not going to remember my rule. And if he did, it's up to him whether he reminds me. So if I forget, it's my fault. That's the rule that I have made for my life.